strongest activity is to the north, but what we are watching is further to the west here. That is going to be making its way into the area. So until 2:30, Jeff Davis County and Appling County are under a severe thunderstorm warning. So now's the time to start thinking about where you will go if there is, if that activity really does start to push into your area, which is a pretty good likelihood for us. Further to the south, we are safe. Let's take a broader look for us right now, see what's going on in the northern part of the county. Still seeing some strong activity making its way through Screven County into Hampton County, northern Bullock County. We do have some heavier rain setting up for us as well. Not quite as intense, so we still could see some breezy and gusty wind with this as it is moving from west to east pretty quickly, but just not as powerful as what we were seeing and that has been moving through Montgomery and Toombs County. Back behind that system that we were watching that was tornado warned, we do have another heavy cell making its way through southern Montgomery County, so with that likelihood of another batch of stronger wind that will be pushing into Montgomery County and eventually into Tattnall County. So it's going to be a 1-2 punch pretty quickly with this. And then further to the west, we do have another cell that will likely stay a little bit further to the south. For that reason, the National Weather Service office out of Jacksonville has chosen to put areas around Hazelhurst and into Baxley, Jeff Davis, and Appling counties under a severe thunderstorm warning because of that potential for the stronger wind, that heavier rain, that potential for hail to be moving into that part of the viewing area. Further to the south, things are pretty safe right now for us, but that main focus right now looking like we do have a pretty decent hail course setting up for us over southern Montgomery County, so that will likely be impacting Reedsville, not necessarily the tornadic wind, but definitely that potential for some hail. You can click on there with the eyedropper and see what the Viper radar product is saying. So about a half-inch size hail, so that's not quite as intense as what we're dealing with, but half-inch size hail, that's still pretty significant for us, especially compared to what we are used to seeing here in the coastal empire and the low country. And that's still enough to produce some damage out there, cause some minor damage to cars and windshields and even vegetation across the area along with that wind. So as a reminder, if you're in northern Tattnall County and into Evans County, you do have the tornado warning in place for us for until 2:30 for that tornado warning. Further to the south, we have that severe thunderstorm warning in place as well for Glenville. So that storm definitely rolling into the region, rolling into our viewing area pretty quickly. Let's click on, just so we have the right box up there, click on the tornado warning there. So yeah, so it showed the storm that we were talking about right now. So that tornado warning for Tattnall and Evans County, including extreme southeastern Candler County until 2:30. This storm is Doppler radar detected as far as producing a tornado. We're seeing some rotation here, and we have that potential for it to tighten up, and something that we really need to watch out for as far as producing some damage. We had it confirmed a little while ago when it was moving through Montgomery County into Toombs County. As far as storm spotters seeing it, it started to weaken a little bit, but then we saw it regenerate just a little bit. That rotation at times can weaken and then regenerate. So that's what we were dealing with now. Looks like we have another warning that just popped up for Effingham County and into Jasper County. That's that same cell that we were watching from Screven County moving to the east pretty quickly. We can click on there so we can get the particulars of that warning. If we can get that warning up right there. There it is. That severe thunderstorm warning is until 3 o'clock for that possibility of those winds in excess of 50 or 60 miles per hour, moving to the east at about 40 to 45 miles per hour. I think I saw just a moment ago with that. If we can send it to Alyssa, have the iPad ready to go with.
Yeah, we're looking at that severe thunderstorm is moving to the east right around 30 miles per hour. So as we time everything out around 30, we're looking at it arriving towards Shirley at 2:15, Cosby at 2:21, Robertville around 2:24. So make sure you're getting to your safe place. Stay away from windows. A very strong storm system heading your way as we're heading into the next couple of minutes. Again, this goes up until 3 p.m. Watching for this to continue for just about 50 more minutes now as it's tracking to the east around 30 miles per hour. Our main risk with this will be 60 mile per hour wind gusts as well as quarter size hail. This just means that we are seeing those very strong winds out there. We've been tracking them, and essentially this entire line of rain showers and storms that have been traveling on their way in. As we're looking at our severe weather threats, we're definitely seeing the possibility for hail, about 1 inch of hail heading through Screven County, heading into that severe thunderstorm warning. We're looking for that to continue to be that threat all the way out to that point.
Yeah, and we're still, again, tracking that tornado warning in parts of Tattnall County, Evans County, and extreme southern portions of Candler County as well. Again, this particular warning is just radar indicated. We did a little bit of a while ago have a confirmed tornado on the ground, but it looks like the rotation has weakened a little bit. However, it is starting to reinforce itself as it is quickly moving off to the east. So we will we'll look at the rotation here for just a little bit. You could see just to the west of Collins, there's that little bit of rotation that we're still tracking, again, and moving off to the east. We'll put some timetables out there at the moment. Collins coming up in the next minute or so. Belleville coming up in around 5 to 10 minutes there. So make sure you're getting into your safe place in the most interior room of your home, the lowest level of your home as well, to make sure you keep yourself safe. Do not try and go outside to film any of these storms. Certainly not going to be a good idea. You're likely not going to be able to see it either, because if we take a look at the reflectivity, very heavy rain coming down as well, and very likely that we do have some hail coming down too. We do have a history with these storms producing hail upwards of a ½ an inch to even an inch in diameter. So certainly something to take note of. Make sure you get, again, inside in the most interior level of your home, in the most sturdy structure that you possibly can. Certainly not, if you're a mobile home, certainly not going to be the best bet for a storm like this, because we are seeing winds gusting at times 60, even 70 miles per hour is what the warnings are issued for, again. So very strong winds likely occurring with these storm systems. And again, we are still tracking that tornado warning, which expires not until 2:30 for parts of Tattnall, Evans, and extreme southern portions of Candler County.
Yeah, and the National Weather Service is going to continue. They just sent something out saying they're going to continue that tornado warning up until 2:30, as they're still tracking the potential radar indicated of that tornado, with the tornado warning all the way through Tattnall County as well.
And you can kind of see this little bit of rotation here where these greens and the reds are kind of coming together here. That's our couplet. That's where we're watching for the potential area where a tornado could be on the ground. Again, could be on the ground. This particular warning does not have a confirmed tornado. We don't have anybody with eyes on it at the moment, but still you're going to want to take this very seriously. Treat it as if it is a tornado that is currently ongoing. Again, I can't stress it enough. Do not try and go out, take pictures. I know it's a cool storm and all, and you want to go viral on social media. Not a great idea at all, because again, this is a very dangerous storm with a history of producing a tornado. Storm spotters not too long ago with this cell saw a tornado on the ground, and that's why it was reported not too long ago. And again, just to reiterate, this is radar indicated rotation, but still a very powerful storm as it's heading off to the east at a very quick pace here. So again, Collins coming up in the next minute or two, it is heading into your area. Claxton coming up in the next, let's see, around 10 to 15 minutes or so. So certainly going to want to take this thing seriously, as again, this is a very, very strong line. Even if you're not in that main core of rotation, I'll take that circle off for you. This entire, I'll circle this entire line, this whole area. We're tracking for very strong winds, very strong rain, very strong hail. So again, if you're not in that main tornado warning, say you're to the south of Reedsville, for example, near Glenville, still going to want to take this very seriously. Very strong winds possible as this storm moves through. Blinding rain likely happening as well. And again, that hail that has been a consistent story with this line of storm systems as we've headed through the last couple of hours.
Now, one thing, Brian, that you've mentioned is you've been reading the timetable out of these places, these communities have 5-10 minutes heads up. That's really not that much time. Right. This storm system is booking it. It is moving. So while we have the timetable right off to the left, you will want to make sure you're getting to your safe spot right now. So Bay Branch, we're looking at this arriving towards you around 2:23, less than 10 minutes. That 10-minute mark really isn't that much time. So make sure you're getting to your safe place right now, interior room, lowest level, away from windows, and stay there until that storm passes. And this storm, again, is booking it. So areas outside that tornado warning, heads up Anderson Mill, Nevels, Groveland. We're watching for this to be continuing into your area. Even if it is not a tornado warned storm, it's still packing a punch. We're still watching for the possibility of very strong winds, hail with this system, blinding rain. So just stay inside, stay in your safe spot until the storm officially passes. Yeah,
and again, back to what we were talking about with the timetables. If you're even included, I'll pull it up just one more time here. Especially where we're seeing kind of the rotation. Again, if you're like in if you're included in this list with the timetables, it's probably a good idea to seek shelter right now. Certainly don't want to wait for this to be right on top of you. You want to get into your safe spot, again, the most interior room on the lowest level of your home. But if we take a look at some of the, what we're seeing with some of this hail, again, we're seeing pretty large hail with this, 1 inch in diameter in some of these cells. So again, that is very, very, oh, here we go, we'll grab the eyedropper tool here. You could see about 1 inch in diameter of hail. That's certainly enough to produce some damage, even if you're not in that main tornado-warned portion of the storm. Still could be seeing some pretty good damage with some of the other aspects of the storm system.
And one thing I did want to mention, this is probably one of our strongest storms we see right now because it's coming from that confirmed tornado on the ground, that with that warning that passed through parts of Montgomery County, Toombs County, now as it's heading to Tattnall County. It's not a confirmed tornado, it's a radar indicated one. So we are watching for this still to be on the stronger side as it's passing through. But we do have other areas that have severe thunderstorm warnings just to our south. That continues for Jeff Davis County. Also into Appling County up until 2:30. So just because we are focusing on this one storm that is a tornado warned storm, it doesn't mean everyone else is out of the woods. We still have that severe thunderstorm warning up in Hampton County. That also includes that Hampton County, Jasper County as well. So Scott, do you have any updates on that storm system?
Yeah, I just want to note that these that our Viper radar is indicating that these storms are moving a little bit faster. We've been talking about that possibility of them moving up and assuming that they're moving faster. But if we click on some of these skits, you can see the like the one down here with the tornado warning. You notice that we're indicating that it's moving east at over 70 miles per hour. So definitely a lot of energy with this. Even if this isn't dropping a tornado, that means this is likely producing some very strong wind just with that forward momentum. And down to the south of Reedsville, this is a pretty large hail core. Let's put the hail swath on here to show what the history of this with as far as producing hail over the last, say, half an hour or 45 minutes. You can see those darker colors on here, definitely indicating that probability of hail detected directly by radar. The severe threat is another product that kind of enhances and kind of processes some of this other data to make it a little bit more visually appealing for us, but you can definitely see on there that black, that's 2-inch hail, that's large hail, that's extreme for our area. So you definitely need to be in that safe place right now with that potential for that hail north of Glenville. So this is southern Tattnall County with some very large hail moving through for us. Glenville is included in that severe thunderstorm warning. We have that swath of wind likely making its way through the county from west to east with that potential for a tornado moving through the northern part of the county and into Evans County. You can see that on that velocity product, but not looking quite as defined as far as that rotation for us right now. Brian, let's go up to the north and see what the storms are doing. They are making their way into the low country with some of those times on there with the skits there. Give us an idea. See, even these are indicating that's moving a little bit faster, 46 miles per hour for that forward movement. That severe thunderstorm warning is in place for Hampton County until 3 o'clock. This includes northern Effingham County and into Jasper County. So that is where we do expect there to be some strong and potentially damaging wind. The hail threat doesn't look like it's as great for this storm, but still we have those embedded wind gusts with this that would be enough to produce some damage. Not moving quite as quickly. Viper radar indicating a movement between 25 and say 30, 40 miles per hour with those, with the stronger storms moving a lot faster, just a little bit faster that we need to watch out for in the southern part of the viewing area. And Alyssa has a word.
There is a new severe thunderstorm warning. It's connected to that tornado warn storm. It's being extended now. The severe thunderstorm warning, I should say, has been extended into parts of Bryan, Evans, Liberty, Bullock, Candler, Long, and Tattnall County up until 3:15. It's moving east at 55 miles per hour. The hazards are 70 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail.
On that skip just north of Reedsville there. Let's see what our Viper radar is saying.
The thunderstorm damage threat is considerable, and the tornado is still possible.
Yeah, and that all makes sense and not unexpected for us to see this warning get extended. This is moving pretty quickly. Our radar is estimating 47 miles per hour. That's in line with the Weather Service is saying, but we're going to assume this is moving a little bit faster. So let's get a regular timetable, a regular squall line on this from portions of Tattnall County, extending this into Bryan County. This warning does include Pembroke, including Liberty County, northern portions of McIntosh County there. Definitely Long County, definitely seeing some of that moving to the east at around 45 miles per hour. So this does put it into Pembroke, if we can get that back up there. Of course, again, there we go. So that does put it into Midway by 2:30. So that would be beyond that severe thunderstorm warning. So I think we will then eventually see this get extended further to the east to include the Savannah Metro, places like Poole or southern portions of Effingham County, because this storm is not showing signs of slowing down, not necessarily showing signs of its remaining tornadic, but it is showing signs of still producing a lot of strong wind with it and a lot of large and damaging hail with this, as it is making its way through the area. That main hail core is just to the south of Reedsville. That would also be where we could have some of those stronger winds setting up with this bowing into places like into Evans County. Another update just in.
They're updating about the downstream, so that tornado-warned storm. They're saying the rotation has weakened a bit. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts still possible, quarter-size hail possible. If the rotation continues to weaken, they may cancel the tornado warning early. Also, if you want to zoom into Reedsville with the hail tracker, because that's what we were talking about, they said big hail core going up south of Reedsville may need to increase the hail size up from the quarter-size hail in that severe thunderstorm warning.
Yeah, and that makes sense. That definitely would be in line with what we are seeing with Viper radar, where at one point it was detecting hail up to around 2 inches. That's enough to cause some very heavy damage, even outside of anything tornadic with this. So as Alyssa said, it looks like they are watching this, the rotation of this continue to weaken, but you can definitely see this core down to the south, just to the southeast of Reedsville, right in here, those darkest areas of reflectivity north of Glenville. That's where we would have that strongest hail core, and we also do have that potential for some very strong wind with this. So this is setting up near Hughland, and there we go. This is moving to the to the east pretty quickly for us. So this is Georgia Highway 121. It's right on top of you. So if you are in any of these areas to the east of there, definitely get to that safe place. Stay away from windows and doors. This type of hail that we are watching could break windows. It is moving pretty fast enough, and it's a large enough core of ice that it could cause damage not only to your cars, to your homes, to vegetation. We have that potential for some very strong and damaging wind in excess of 60 or 70 miles per hour. So we definitely need to take this seriously, definitely need to stay in your safe place until these storms do pass. And they're really not losing any steam. So these will be moving through places like Midway, Camp Oliver, into Willie, as this does make its way into Liberty County and into interior Bryan County. So this is something that even if you're not where the storm is, further to the east, closer to the coast, now's the time to start thinking about being prepared, being ready for some very strong storms to be rolling through your area. These are likely producing a lot of power outages and a lot of tree damage that would be resulting in those power outages and potentially damage to homes, buildings, and other structures across the region, especially things that are not well built, things like sheds, barns, things of that nature, could potentially have some major issues with this type of wind and this type of hail moving through. So definitely stay indoors. Don't go outside. Don't try to take any kind of photographs of these pictures. There are some trained storm spotters in the area. There are like the emergency management out there. That's how we had confirmation a little bit ago that we did have a confirmed tornado when this was back further to the west. So take this very seriously. Definitely stay indoors until this does pass for us. So this is in southern portions of Tattnall County for us right now. And as far as the power outages, we are seeing some of that pop up for us. Let's switch over to Weather Computer Links 2, and we can definitely see some of that activity in the interior part of the area. 4,000 households, 4,000 customers, I should say, in Montgomery County without power, 1,000 for Vidalia. It looks like we have even more to the west near Dublin. The deeper colors on this map indicate the more power outages. So then this is just starting to roll in. 800 customers near Dublin without power. So this is definitely something that we're going to be keeping an eye on as far as when we continue to get some of this data in. So this does give us a pretty good indication at the very least. We do have some damage to vegetation that would be dropping some of these power lines. So that could also be leading to other types of damage out there if we have any kind of trees falling on houses or other structures, on the cars, things of that nature. So definitely we need to take this pretty seriously for us with this line of storms, this line of wind stretching from north to south, from southern Candler County down into Tattnall County with that main hail core in the southern part of the county. Very large, potentially destructive hail with this. Our Viper radar is likely indicating about 2-inch in diameter hail with this, so definitely something to take very seriously. And it does show how powerful that these storms have been able to become this afternoon with all the energy that we have to work with. So we've had active tornado warnings, had some power outages reported, and we will likely begin to see more information come in, a confirmation of issues of what these storms have been causing. But our main focus right now is with this storm in the Tattnall County for us. Let's look at the particulars on when these warnings are in place until, just to give a recap for our viewers that are just tuning in for us right now. As far as these warnings, if we can click on these yellow polygons, there are 315. This warning is in place for Bullitt County into Bryan County, Liberty County, northern portions of Long County, of course, portions of Evans County. Further inland, that warning will expire a little bit sooner. However, it is moving from west to east, and there is more activity back to the west that we're watching for the southern part of the viewing area. We've seen this warning get extended now into Wayne County with the storm that's making its way through northern Appling County. Definitely something that we need to take seriously. It's kind of a linear kind of feature for us once again, so we have to watch out for that potential for wind gusts over 50 or 60 miles per hour or even greater in some of those hail cores for us. Going to switch it over to Alyssa for us right now over on Weather Computer 2, I believe she is requesting for us, so we can switch over to that. Alyssa, go ahead.
I just wanted to go up and down that line of rain to show you and tell you exactly the time frame for each severe thunderstorm warning. If we could switch over to Weather 2, that way you can see how many warnings we currently do have. It's not just the tornado warning we're currently tracking. We're tracking also severe thunderstorm warnings. So we're also watching for the severe thunderstorm warnings in Screven County still, just that outer edge at 3 p.m. That goes until 3 p.m. Effingham County, 3 p.m. Hampton County, 3 p.m., Jasper County, 3 p.m. That's that one cluster. Then we have that tornado warned storm that is for Tattnall County up until 2:30, so just about a minute and a half left on that one. 2:30 for Evans County, the tornado warning, and then we have that big box for Tattnall County, Georgia, also watching for that. Then, of course, those two southern ones, we have one until 2:30, so just about a minute left for Jeff Davis County. We also have a new severe thunderstorm warning up until 3 p.m. for Jeff Davis County now, as well as that will continue into Appling County. So we have a whole line of severe thunderstorm warnings that we are watching, not just the tornado warning, and we'll continue to see wind and hail be our main threats as that storm system is moving through. Our tornado threat has been on the lower end compared to those two systems, and we've been seeing that. A lot of these severe thunderstorm warnings that pop up, our main risk has been 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts. We just saw that hail core near Reedsville, where we're tracking a quarter-size hail even greater.
And even with just 60 to 70 mile per hour winds, we're still seeing a lot of those power outages. We just saw moments ago around 4,000 power outages for some of those western counties. And we can expect that to continue if these storms do hold in strength, which it looks like they are doing. It actually looks like for at least some of them, they've held that intensity throughout much of the western parts of the viewing area. So again, over the next hour or so, getting closer to the Savannah Metro, certainly going to want to continue to keep a very close eye on this.
Yeah, and with that, we just got word in from the National Weather Service that out in Tattnall County, out in Collins, trees are reported down. Also, Tattnall County High School actually reporting quarter-size hail. So we are getting confirmation that this is dropping hail, this is producing some damage, and also with these severe thunderstorm warnings further to the south. Just a side update, not an immediate threat at the moment, but the National Weather Service in Jacksonville has extended the severe thunderstorm warning now to include Bacon, southern Appling County, into Jeff Davis County until 3:15 with that line that is just off to the north and west, so that is going to be moving in pretty quickly. That forward speed is at about 55 miles per hour, with the main risk, the main concern being wind speeds in excess of 60 miles per hour. And of course, this is radar indicated, and we are under a tornado watch, so any of these storms that are becoming strong, it is something that we will have to watch out for, that potential for them to become tornadic. It is 2:30. 2:30. So officially, I want to mention that tornado warning has been able to expire for Tattnall County and into Toombs County and Tattnall County, and that is now more of a linear feature, more of something that we're watching for, that strong wind potential and that large hail potential. We have reports of trees down. We have reports of large hail with this as it is moving through the area pretty quickly for us. And also you can see they just turned on the lightning for us. Numerous lightning strikes with this, frequent lightning, heavy rain, rainfall rates in excess of a half an inch to an inch of rain could cause some issues in areas of some poor drainage, and this will be extending further to the east, and something that we're going to be watching over the next few hours for this as we are continuing to see these storms moving into the area. And we do have that tornado watch until 9 o'clock this evening, so it is something that we are going to be keeping an eye on, and you need to be ready to react as these warnings are issued for our area. Numerous severe thunderstorm warnings right now, producing a lot of strong wind, a lot of hail potentially with this, and still with that potential for power outages and damage to trees, damage to other vegetation, and damage to even homes, other structures, and well-built structures could have some major issues this afternoon as we start to get these reports in from the National Weather Service. So there's the live scan on Viper radar. It's 2:32 for us. We have numerous severe thunderstorm warnings. You can see the strong wind associated with this. The brighter colors that we see on our wind velocity map gives us an idea of how strong those winds are. Our Jacksonville radar site and Viper radar is indicating still some broad rotation with this, as you can see by this rotation detector here. So this is on the right along the Altamaha River, northern Appling County into southern Tattnall County there, the intersection with Toombs County. So that's something that we're going to have to keep an eye on. You can see that little bit of rotation right there. This is likely moving to the east pretty quickly, just like everything else, 45 to 50 miles per hour. So this is something we're going to have to watch out for, the potential of a reissuing of a tornado warning in the southern part of Tattnall County, which would likely extend a little bit further to the east. Our Jacksonville radar definitely picking up on some of these stronger storms, the brighter colors indicating that potential for hail course setting up with this as it is moving eastward. So that's definitely something that we're going to be keeping an eye on for the next several hours for us. We are going to be under the gun for the potential for strong and severe storms between now and into the early evening hours. That tornado watch will extend by the mid-evening hours, and this is actually the first round of severe weather. We will continue to see the potential for severe weather. We'll see it die down overnight, but then first thing Friday morning, we have another round of potentially severe storms that will be rolling through that will have that same type of wind and hail threat and a low-end tornado risk with it. So it is going to be another day where you'll want to stay weather aware and make sure you do have a way to receive critical weather alerts as these storms are rolling through. But you can definitely see a lot of hail setting up in northern Appling County and into southern portions of Tattnall County near Easton Bluff there, right along the Altamaha River. So definitely something that we are watching pretty carefully for us right now. I'm going to send it over to Alyssa for a moment just to see what we are getting from the Weather Service, if there's any new updates coming in from them. I do see that we do have another severe thunderstorm warning in place.
Yeah, that just came in from the National Weather Service, a severe thunderstorm warning for Liberty, Long, Tattnall counties up until 3:15. We're looking at their main hazard being 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So that 70-mile-per-hour wind gust, that threat continues in that line of rain. They're also looking for now $half size hail. So the hail has increased from that previous warning, which was talking about penny-size hail, which they talked about when they saw the hail core just south of Reedsville. Yes. Also, real quick, Brian, thunderstorm damage, they say it can be considerable, as well as the tornado also remains possible, which we were seeing with a little bit of rotation.
Yeah, this started to reconfigure itself over the past 10 to 15 minutes or so, this new area of rotation in northern parts of Appling County here. You can see moving off to the east rather quickly. As of right now, just severe thunderstorm warned, but it would not surprise me if we do get issued another tornado warning, as we are seeing a little bit of rotation starting to pop up here. So certainly going to be a good idea to take this storm seriously. Make sure you get indoors with this system.
And definitely take the storm seriously.
Yes.
Treat the severe thunderstorm warning as if it is a tornado warning, because they are seeing the possibility for that rotation. That rotation is still detected. It's broad. It has weakened. It's not very strong. It's not very tight. Once it tightens up, they could issue a tornado warning for those areas. So if you time that out, Brian, as it's moving towards the east, right around 30 miles per hour, we'll continue to see that track off towards the east. So Altamaha 239, Glenville around 240, Tyson around 251, giving you around 15 minutes of lead time. And again, that 10 to 15 minute time frame really isn't that much time. So again, act like you're the tornado, it's a tornado warned storm. Get to your safe spot, into your room, away from windows. That way you're already ready to get there if that tornado does become issued. Especially
because of the history that this line of storms has had over the past couple of hours. We've seen, we saw a confirmed tornado not too long ago that was officially reported. So again, this line of storms, very dangerous, does have a history of forming tornadoes. So again, you certainly want to take this seriously. We've seen winds gusting 60, even 70 miles per hour. That's what's been issued by the National Weather Service. And again, the hail also remains a concern. I'll put on our little hail tracker here. You can see these big purple blobs. Those are our hail cores there. And we've been seeing hail sizes, radar estimates around a ½ inch to even an inch, and in some cases 2+ inches when it comes to the diameter of that hail. So certainly sizable enough to create some damage to some of those outdoor structures, and certainly maybe if you do have your car outside, could even cause damage to windshields. So certainly going to want to take this very seriously. Again, we'll put the reflectivity back up here so you can get a better picture, but if you are anywhere in these areas east, this whole line of storms certainly going to want to take this entire thing seriously.
Now, one thing I do want to mention, we're talking about the strongest part of the storm, which we're seeing where there is broad rotation. But you can see that severe thunderstorm warning extends just south of Statesboro, includes Claxton, all the way down to Long County. So let's do the longer storm track, the squall track. That way we can time everything out really from about here down to Glenville and then make it eastward around 40 miles per hour.
There you go. Takes it kind of into the Savannah Metro as well.
Exactly. It's getting closer to the coastline. So Camp Oliver around 238, Noble 243, Denmark around 243. Again, we're getting close to that time frame as it's moving in. It is not a tornado warned storm. It's a severe thunderstorm warning. Our main risk with that will be damaging winds as well as hail. But they are seeing some rotation in that storm, which is why you want to treat this as if it is a tornado warning. Get to your safe spot now. That way you're already there just in case it does pop up.
And for that safe space, has to be an interior room on the lowest level of your home. Make sure it's in a sturdy structure as well. Certainly don't want to be out driving around trying to take videos or pictures of this storm. Very dangerous. Lots of lightning associated with this as well. I'll clear this here and show you just the lightning detector. Lots of strikes out there over the past couple of minutes, or over 200. So again, very potent system moving its way through, moving very quickly off to the east at around 50 miles per hour at times in some parts of this system. And it's still holding its strength as it gets closer and closer to the coastline. So coming up in the next hour or so here in Savannah, we're still going to need to take this very seriously.
Well, one thing, we do have a few severe thunderstorm warnings down that line from Hampton all the way down to Jeff Davis County. And the one that's moving into Appling County right now, they are watching for a good hail core. So that's been one of our main threats. So that right there, that's connected to that severe thunderstorm warning in Tattnall County.
Put a little eyedropper on it here. You can see radar estimates around a ½ inch when it comes to the diameter of that hail, but we've seen instances in the past hour where we've had hail cores an inch, even 2 inches plus.
And even increased, exactly. That's what one thing I would want to mention is that these storms have the potential to have that hail core continue to increase, where we saw penny-sized hail about an hour ago with severe thunderstorm, warned storm, and now we're talking about $50.
And also, this is all radar estimated as of right now. When we're taking a look at some of these hail sizes, this is all radar estimates at the moment. You can see our radar site well off to the north, so it is a little bit of a distance away. So we're only getting an estimate. So again, you certainly want to prepare for the worst as this storm system is moving its way off to the east. So we'll take a look at some of these severe thunderstorm warnings. Again, for Long County, Georgia, even into Liberty County, Bryan County, even into Bullock County, 3:15 p.m. And for now, we'll send it over to Scott.
Yeah, I just want to mention that the storms that we were watching in middle Georgia from the National Weather Service, we do have some official tornado reports coming in from Dodge County and Wheeler County, where trees are reported down, power lines down, and I guess based upon photos that they've received at the Weather Service, and also train spotters in Wheeler County reported a tornado on the ground at the intersection of Georgia Route 19 and Camp Road, if you're familiar with Wheeler County, so that's a little bit further inland. And also the Weather Service is noting that the rotation that we were watching in southern Tattnall County, that it is going to be difficult to detect this because it is pretty far away from our Charleston radar site, which is located in Jasper County, and our Jacksonville radar site, which is located closer to Jacksonville. So it's kind of in a dead zone. So if we start to see this tighten up any little bit more, we will likely see a tornado warning issued for this portion of the viewing area into southern Tattnall County and into portions of Long County. You can see that broad rotation on the radar site. If we can clear the blue fan off of there, just so we can see the actual radar there. You can just, yeah, there we go. You can see those brighter colors there. And this is where we have that broader rotation right along the Altamaha River. So that's south of Glenville. This is to the northeast of Baxley. So Baxley, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning from what's moving in just to your west. Our main concern for what could potentially become tornadic is in southern Tattnall County. So if this were to tighten up, and certainly it is going to be holding together, that's what we're going to be watching moving into Long County, likely staying just to the north of Ludwig. So it'd be more of the northern part of the county, so this could end up being perhaps an issue more for Hinesville and Fort Stewart locations such as that, as this would be moving a little bit more to the east, so it'll be pulling away from the Altamaha River. And there's a timetable for us, assuming it's moving around 35 to 40 miles per hour, so we'll just say that this ends at 3 o'clock. So if you see any of your towns on this list, or on this map within the fan with the dots, assume within the next 15 or 20 minutes that we are going to be dealing with severe winds moving through your area. And we do have a history of these storms certainly producing some damage. Numerous power outages have been reported. We have confirmation of some large hail in Glenville in the Tattnall County area, and even some trees down. So these are producing some issues for us. Further to the north, we still do have some severe thunderstorm warnings, not quite as strong, not quite as potent as what we were dealing with from, say, Bullitt County southward into Long County now and into Tattnall County and the northern portions of Appling County. That's our primary focus for that strongest wind force right now. But these storms that are into southern Screven County and into northern Effingham County, portions of Jasper and Hampton County, certainly still capable of producing some of those stronger wind gusts that would supersede severe weather, severe storm levels in excess of 50 or 60 miles per hour, but the strongest winds certainly that we are concerned about and the greater hail risk is a little bit further to the south where these storms have been able to become a little bit stronger. So definitely stay in a safer location for you if you are in these warned areas from Bullitt County and into Bryan County, interior Liberty County, Long County, and of course Tattnall and Evans County. That's where we do have some of those stronger storms making their way into the area. Hazelhurst and Baxley are included in a severe thunderstorm warning as well for the next batch of storms that will be moving into the area for us. And of course, as far as those reports of power outages for us, up to 5,000 now reported for Toombs County. So these are just going to begin to roll in as we are able to get an assessment from the power officials and also the emergency management. So we'll likely see more of that extend into Tattnall County and places that have been severe warned with this system. So of course, here's the live scan on Viper radar. You can see numerous severe storms stretching from the low country all the way into the southwestern part of the area. And this is moving toward the Savannah metro area into Chatham County. We'll likely see this make its way into places like Richmond Hill and into Hinesville. There's the movement over the last hour or so for us, 1 hour time lapse for us. You can see how potent those storms were in the interior, starting to lessen in its intensity just a little bit, but still powerful enough that we need to keep an eye on these storms as they are moving from west to east around 50 miles per hour, give or take. Some storms are moving a little bit slower, some are moving a little bit faster, and we will have to continue to watch out for these storms to produce potential tornadic development with these as they're moving through. It won't take much for them to really start to twist a little bit and get that rotation, get that spin in the atmosphere that we need to get tornadoes to develop, and that's what we saw a little bit earlier with the system as it is rolling through.
Yeah, so again, certainly a very dangerous storm that we are tracking. This whole line of storms really moving rather quickly off to the east, starting to lose its intensity, as Scott just said, just a little bit as it moves a little bit closer to the coastline, but still you're going to want to take this very seriously. Seeing lots of lightning, that's just an indication as to how much instability there still is in our atmosphere. Still a very strong system indeed. Over 200 lightning strikes detected in just the past couple of minutes or so. So again, this is a very dangerous system. Very likely going to see wind gusts in excess of 40, 50, even 60 miles per hour. That chance for large hail as well. Not too long ago saw hail in excess of 2 inches in diameter. That was estimated by radar. We did have a confirmed tornado in parts of Montgomery and Toombs County over the past hour or so as well. So we're still going to need to watch for brief spin-ups again along this line. So it's going to be moving its way towards the Savannah Metro, even in towards Hinesville, and even Jessup here in the next hour or so. I would honestly anticipate it to be even quicker than that with just how quickly these storms have been moving. So I'll put a timetable out here for along this line just so we can get a better idea as to how quickly this storm system is moving. We're going to assume that's moving around 40 miles per hour. I think that it could even be exceeding that speed just from what we've witnessed over the past hour or so. So Pembroke coming in the next couple of minutes or so. So I would certainly start to get in your safe space. Treat these severe thunderstorm warnings as if they're tornado warnings. Make sure you get indoors on the lowest level of your home in a sturdy structure as well. Again, this is a very strong storm that we are tracking. This line that is moving to the east, in some parts of it, over 50 miles per hour. So coming into the Richmond Hill area within, I would say, the next hour, even for us here in Savannah, very strong thunderstorms. I do expect that they will likely start to issue some more warnings for areas east towards the coastline. And for a little bit more on what we're seeing, we'll send it over to Scott.
Yeah, as far as Brian, just in from the Weather Service, Appling County, Wayne County, they are extending the severe thunderstorm warning until 3:15, noting that we could see 60 mile per hour and quarter-size hail, which of course would be something I'll be watching out for damage. We do have that tornado watch in place until 9 o'clock, so not tornadic for us, but we are seeing this warning get extended further to the east. That main storm that we are watching into places like Evans County and into interior Liberty County into Long County, south of Glenville. That's where we've been watching some broad rotation, but things are starting to settle down a little bit as far as that rotation. I think we're going to take a little bit of a break from extended storm coverage simply because the tornado risk is lowering a little bit. The winds are still potentially producing some damage out there, and certainly if you are safely able to let us know what you are seeing in your area right now as far as any issues like that. We do, actually just getting in, we do have an extension of the severe thunderstorm warning for Bryan County now. This is going to be in place until 3:45, so that does include Bryan County into Chatham County, southern Effingham County, Bullitt County, and into northern portions of Liberty County, including just Hinesville, points northward into Fort Stewart. This storm is moving pretty quickly, like everything else, to the east around 35 miles per hour, so starting to lose a little bit of steam, but still enough that we have to be concerned about there being winds in excess of 50 or 60 miles per hour for this. So this will be making its way into the Savannah Metro within the next, based upon this warning, within the next hour. So let's get a timetable on this real quickly for us, moving at 35 miles per hour for that as it is moving through the area. But that will put it into the metro within the next hour or so. Certainly still that potential for some stronger wind setting up with this, so making its way into Bryan Village by 3:02. So that would be just after the top of the hour, so pretty quickly moving off to the east. Noting that we do not have any tornado warnings at this time, but definitely be ready to take action if any of these warnings to continue to move into your area. We will be watching this for a potential tornadic development. We do have a tornado watch until 9 o'clock for the viewing area, so be ready to take action with that. For now, we're going to send it back to regular programming, but this whole storm team, meteorologist Alyssa Carsley, Brian Michigan, and myself will be watching this behind the scenes. And of course, we will have more updates on this as we continue through the afternoon. We continue to deal with this severe thunderstorm risk for the remainder of the afternoon, and coming up on News 3 at 4 o'clock, in case we don't have to cut into broadcasting, that would be the next time, or into the broadcast, that would be the next time we would be cutting in for you as far as bringing more information. There is another severe weather risk that we'll be setting up for tomorrow morning that will bring us the similar hazards in the way of some strong wind, large hail, and even a low-end tornado risk. So don't let your guard down just yet for this afternoon, and also don't let your guard down first thing tomorrow morning. It is going to be a weather-aware day. We will have more on this as we do head through the afternoon as needed. For now, I'm Chief Meteorologist Scott Roberts, and we'll send it back to programming for now.
I am